After the pioneering work of Playboi Carti's album Whole Lotta Red, it was Ken Carson who truly established a new sound in the rap industry. His style has already inspired a wave of upcoming artists like Netzband and Osama-san, who've adopted a similar approach to production. Characterized by hard-hitting 808s and simple yet psychedelic melodies, Ken Carson's sound has become the blueprint for a dominant style that's likely to shape the scene for years to come. In today's video, I'll break down how to make a beat in this style. From melody to drums, I'll show you how to build it all from scratch. Enough talk, let's get started.
Is this a horse track?
I freestyled on my keyboard but couldn't quite hit the perfect take, so I just recorded the basic idea and corrected it afterwards. After that, I laid down some detuned sounding chords. I wasn't completely happy with the sound, so I started tweaking a few knobs. Generally speaking, it's always a good idea to experiment with the knobs, even if you don't fully know what you are doing. Then I laid down a detuned sounding lead voice. Again, I tried out different knobs to make the sound more unique. For the second lead sound, I played a short, repetitive melody so it wouldn't drown out the other elements. What I always like to do after finishing the main melody parts is pitch everything up or down by a few semitones to see if the scale can be improved. To add variation, I bounced the first lead melody into audio by pressing Ctrl+B and reversed it. To process the second layer of chords, I used a shaper box filter to give it more structure. To make it more remarkable, I also added drive automation. For the first chord layer, I used Bit Crusher to make it sound dirtier. Once I was happy with how the melody sounded, I continued with the drums. I started with a fast hi-hat pattern, adding some rolls to get a better feel for the bounce. Then I added a second hi-hat, which had more low end compared to the first, and laid down some accent rolls. To To finish off the head section, I added an open head that follows a kick-like pattern. For the clap, I kept it simple. After that, I cut the high and low end of the bounce snare to make it less impactful. To complete the bounce, I added a simple 808 that follows the pattern of the open head. I wanted to add some extra distortion to the 808, so I used overdrive to give it extra spice. Right after finishing the 808, the idea of a drone sound came to my mind. With some effects added, it turned into this kind of alienish sounding drone tone. Next, I started working on a bridge part. I bounced the first chord sound into audio and pitched it up an octave to make it sound airier. Then I added a harsh sounding low resolution bit crusher. While turning down the mix, I got the idea to automate it. To help smooth the transition, I used Endless Smile and automated it similarly to the bit crusher. To change things up even more, I used a shaper box filter to add a tremolo-like effect. I also added some snare rolls for the transition. To finish the bridge part, I used tremolo automation to make the transition even smoother. With the transition part being ready, I started to process the melody further by applying effects on the melody track stack. Starting off with a low cut EQ, followed by really low mix big crusher and roam to add more space. To glue the melody effect chain together, I used OTT, which even adds more brightness to the sound. For the drum track stack, I used my go-to drum saturation plugin X-Stressor Nuke. And to brighten it up even more, I used Fresh Air. I felt like the beat could use a little more punch, so I brought in a kick. That's it for the production part. Now we go straight to our mastering chain. I started with a soft clipper to make the bass hit harder. After that I slightly EQ'd high and low end. And followed it up with a fresh air once again. To make sure nothing goes beyond 0 dB, I used a limiter. Only followed up by MoMA, which adds the last harmonics to the beat. That's it for the video, I hope you enjoyed it. If that's the case, consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for your support. See you next time.